What's going on, guys? Faze, Blaziken, or Lucas here, and I hope you guys are all having a great day so far. Today I'm going to be doing another Twitter Q&A. I haven't done one of these in a while. I feel like I do one of these every time I come back to California. But yeah, as you guys ask me questions on Twitter using the hashtag AskBlaziken, I got a lot of questions. And a little bit of time to get through all these lots of questions. Let's just get into this Q&A. Brandino asks, what were your goals for 2015? Hashtag AskBlaziken. It's actually getting pretty close to the end of the year, so this is kind of cool to look back on, but I tweeted this tweet last New Year, so about 11 months ago, and as you guys can see, my goals were 400,000 subscribers on my main channel, a second channel with 100,000 subscribers, 200,000 Twitter followers, and 30 million views. So yeah, those were my goals before 2016, and it's not even 2016 yet, and I've pretty much doubled every single goal, except for the second channel. For those of you guys who were wondering about that, when I put out this tweet, I was planning on starting a second channel completely for vlogs, just a second vlog channel. I actually wanted to start that channel up when I first moved into the Faze house, but I guess that never ended up happening. But still, doubling every single other goal, that's crazy. And those were like, at the time, those were like my most realistic goals. Wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys, so thank you. Hashtag AskBlaziken, what was your first ever COD clip? The first clip I ever recorded with my HD PVR, so I guess that's my first clip. What do you think of Faze Rain's braces? I think it's awesome that he decided to get braces because there are very few people who are as big, like as known, as frequently watched as Faze Rain. You know, people that are on camera as much as Rain is, and there are very few people like him who decide to get braces, you know, put stuff on their teeth. I don't know why the fuck I just explained it like that, but it takes a lot of guts and self-confidence to do something like that, and like, I think he just made having braces like 10 times cooler for like a bunch of teenagers in high school who are, you know, you have braces or who have to get braces and who aren't really particularly excited about that. I don't know, I think it's dope. What are your thoughts on this? This was a very sticky situation, and as you can see by my face, I was not enjoying myself too much, but yeah. John Lee, he asks, why do you like sloths so much? There are many reasons why I prefer sloths over other animals. I think they're really cute animals, but at the same time, they're also really ugly animals, and that's super unique, and I really like that about them. I also really like how they kind of chill all day, even though I wouldn't necessarily like do what they do. They're just like they seem like they're really happy animals, and they just kind of live a very carefree life. I mean, if you get it, you get it, and if you don't, then you don't. Sloths are just fucking awesome. And also, growing up, starting at like 14, 15 years old, like people sometimes said I was kind of like a sloth, or they reminded me of a sloth. I don't know, I don't really see the resemblance to a sloth. I feel like I looked a lot more sloth-like when I had longer hair. Hashtag AskBlaziken, have you ever gotten pulled over by the cops? Yes, I have. Super quickly, I'll tell you one of the stories. I was driving the Faze mobile with Tico, Apex, and Adapt, I think. I'm not sure if it was those guys, but I know Tico was sitting next to me for sure. And we just left Applebee's, and I was driving, in case I didn't say that, and there was a U-turn that came up, and Tico was on Google Maps giving me the directions of where I needed to go because I didn't really know where to go, and then Google Maps told us to make a U-turn, and I made a U-turn, and then I got pulled over by the cops, and he gave me a ticket for making an illegal U-turn. Fuck Google Maps. Like, I'm not even trying to make an excuse. It sounds a lot like I'm making an excuse. But ask Tico, ask Apex, ask Adapt, anybody who was in the car with me. There was no fucking sign that said I couldn't make a U-turn, and Google Maps told me that I needed to make one, so fuck you, Google Maps. Predator asks, what's the coolest part about being in Faze and doing YouTube? I think there are two things that are equally as dope about this whole thing that I do. One is having such a large group of unique and different people watching your videos and interacting with you and giving you feedback. I think that's one of the coolest things like out there in existence today. Like, I don't know if this sounds weird or not, but human interaction is one of like the coolest things in the world. Maybe not necessarily over the internet, but just having like this many people as like fans, for example, it's just a really cool, crazy thing that's really hard to describe, but it's awesome. Other really cool thing that I get to do with what I get to do is I get to travel a lot, and like traveling, for those of you guys who are kind of younger and haven't done it too much, it's one of like the coolest experiences that you can even like do in life. Traveling to a different country, learning their culture, maybe even their language, just seeing how other people live their lives is such a like insane learning experience, and that's the coolest thing about traveling is you learn so much, and you learn so much about yourself too. Like it's hard to explain, but like that's one of my favorite things to do when it comes to this whole YouTube thing. I get to travel a lot, and like that's just really cool for me. When do you think you will hit 1 million subscribers? Never. What's your favorite moment in your YouTube career? My favorite YouTube milestone was hitting 1,000 subscribers. I was so hyped to hit 1,000 subscribers. Like, I was so fucking excited. I was a lot younger back then too, but I was very hyped. Hashtag Ask Blaziken, are you ready for Ghosts 2? You and your questions. Our last question comes from Bobby, and he says, any advice for starting a career like yours? There was another question, I think like 2 questions ago, where somebody used the word career. I don't like the word career at all when it comes to YouTube. I don't think it's a career, or at least in my eyes, I don't see it as a career, because the way that I started YouTube and the way that I continue to do YouTube is I do it 100% for fun. Like, regardless of how much money I make off YouTube, it's always just been about fun for me. Like, it's really hard for me even sometimes to see YouTube as work, and sometimes I guess I should look at it a little bit more as work so I can do like more, but I've always just seen YouTube as like a fun thing and kind of like a side thing, but I've always just seen YouTube as like a fun thing. That's why I started it, and that's why I don't think it's like a career, at least for me. For other people, that's not the case. I'm very blessed to be able to get to do what I'm doing right now, but it's always just been about fun for me. I think that's the best way that I can answer your question too. Whatever your career is in life, like whatever you want to do to make money, try and combine that with your biggest passion or your biggest hobby. If you can do that and you can make money by having fun, then you pretty much have like a really happy life ahead of you. As for YouTube, if you want to start doing YouTube, just be yourself and, like I said, have fun with it. That's pretty much that's what the most successful YouTubers end up saying too. You know, they say that they started YouTube by doing what they loved and they had fun with it, and that's how they became successful. But yeah guys, that pretty much wraps up this Q&A. I hope this wasn't too long of a Q&A, but I had a lot of questions to get through today. I think we got through them pretty well. I hope you guys, you know, learned some new stuff about me or about the world, or just had some fun watching this video. And if you guys did, feel free to smash that like button. As always, I'm gonna be back with another video coming at you guys tomorrow. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hope you guys had a great day. Always remember to stay slothy out there. And yeah, that's been it. Peace.